Asbel kind of looks like he has a 1,000-yard stare. He's seen some shit, man. You know he served back in Nam during those 7 years at the Night School. It's true. Look it up. It's on the wiki. Anyway, hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Tales of Gracie's Ebb. On the last episode we started our extra adventure, going around the world, finding some extra places to go before we take on the final boss. And in this episode, it's pretty much more of the same thing. We're still in Verona, we still got stuff to do here, so let's get to it. But before we get to it, and before I forget, a couple things that I need to do. Number one is say hello to my dog that just decided to walk up to me. Give me one sec. After you've let the dog out of your recording room because you forgot he was in there with you, it's a very important step. Then you remind the guys that in between episodes, I did a little bit of grinding. My aim's going to be at least to get up a few levels each time I do an extras video, so we can gradually increase our level count, because some of the extra stuff, as evident from last episode, can get pretty tough, and you need to be quite high level, and hopefully through gradual increasing, it will keep me in a somewhat reasonable level range, while also allowing for new stuff to appear so I can find new grinding locations. So I'm not gonna lie, the grinding locations that I have available right now aren't great. We basically just got the Guardia Shaft, and the enemies down there are assholes! But also, while I was grinding, I got a new ending.
Yeah! We are awesome!
Stop! You'll step on them!
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we haven't seen that one before, and it's, you know, it's nice to see all of the lamp people together, plus Sophie. Well, I guess technically she's the lamp person now. But other than that, I also was able to get Hubert's third mystic art unlocked, which you will be able to see right now.
Prepare yourself!
I'll give you everything I've got! And this! And some of these! Expiation!
So yeah, very exciting. Got actual multiple people with level 3 mystic arts now. Asbel doesn't have his yet, if I remember correctly, so hopefully we'll be able to get that soon. Anyway, now with all of that done, let's head into this residence, because our next sub-event is right in here. Yo, what's up, old-timer? What's this? What is it? It's a picture of a boy, but I've never seen him before. That picture was there when we moved in. I think it belongs to the previous owners. Remember how there were toys and other children's items left here too? Didn't you get rid of them? I kept the picture. I thought the previous owners might come back for it. I don't know how this concerns any of us, because we sort of just barged into your home. But may I see it, I guess, says Malik. And let me see any of your other personal belongings too. It says Justin on the back. Perhaps that's his name. Come to think of it, wasn't there a young man that came by shortly after we moved in? Actually, yes, I believe there was. He said something about how he needed to pick up his good luck charm. It was so long ago, I'm afraid I don't remember it very well. I used to know the old couple that lived here. Is this when you were a cadet? Yeah, they said their son had left them. Well, that sucks. Do you have any idea where their son may have gone? No, I'm sorry. Although he was dressed like a sailor, I do remember that. That's right, he said that he was leaving for another country soon. And then he said something about it being hard to work because of the hot climate. Maybe he's working at Port in Strata. Huh. Oh dear, look at the wool gathering. I'm going to be late for work. Sorry, look at me wool gathering. I was about to say, what? Like, I thought he was about to say look at the time, but he went with a bit more of an obscure phrase. Feel free to take the picture if it interests you. I take all of your other belongings without asking, so this really shouldn't come as a surprise. A port in Strata. Perhaps we should look around if we can spare the time. Why the sudden interest? I don't know. I just know that I'm curious to find out more about this person. Come on, Asbel. Don't act like you're not curious too. Goodbye, small child and woman. I'll be sure to come back for any of your other stuff if I feel like it. Anyway, now that that's done, we are going onwards to our next location, which is the Straton Catacombs. Straton Catacombs? Sorry, the Barona Catacombs. Getting my countries and locations mixed up. Because there are some nice goodies available for us in here. Right at the end of the dungeon, we got another character skit, and I have a feeling I know what this is going to be referencing.
This is the place the four of us came to when we were little.
Do you remember?
I remember that Hubert hid behind Sharia pretty much the whole time.
I did no such thing.
That's right! And then Asbel scared him and he pees.
La la la!
Huh? Come again?
This is a private conversation, just go away! You too? Look, it happens, alright? It happens to everyone in their childhood!
Not me.
Lies! How can you stand there and utter such lies like that?
Dude, Hubert, you gotta own it, man. Just, you know, rise above it. You don't have to get so embarrassed. Hell, Otacon peed his pants and he was in like his early 20s. Not his most... Not the most, charming of Metal Gear, traditions across all of their games, with someone, usually an adult, peeing themselves. It's so weird. Anyway, the other thing that we came here for is actually this ship model. It's only half built though. And that's it. We're done with the catacombs. However, we're not quite done with Verona yet. Well now, this should look familiar for people who actually remember the episode where we attempted this. However, before we attempt it again, we got another character skit.
Hey Asbel, this was the site of your first field mission?
Yeah, and I needed the captain's help with everything.
Not necessarily. That dormant power of Sophie's sure came in handy back then, didn't it?
My power?
I was attacked by a monster and it triggered your power.
I'm glad I was able to protect you.
Come to think of it, what about you, Sharia? What made your powers become active?
My grandfather slipped a disc in his back.
Oh. Well, that's anticlimactic. Anyway, you. Just gotta look around the area, make sure that I'm not missing anything. Okay, I think I'm good. Alright, you! You beat my ass the last time I came here, but this time, I'm ready. And with a new character. What do you want? Wait, that uniform. So they brought in reinforcements, eh? Who are you talking about? Are you referring to the soldiers in the woods? Why are they here in the first place? Ex-soldiers. They are soldiers of Windor no more. The pitiful fools threw their lots in with Cedric and now have nowhere else to go. Wait a minute. Isn't this... And what of you? Aren't you in the same position as all these other failures? Silence! How dare you lump me in with those fools! I'm not some ordinary commoner, you know. I hail from one of the most prestigious families in all the land. Do you see this? It's a crest of Windor. Only the greatest of men may ever touch one of these. He speaks the truth. That is definitely a crest of Windor. Asbel, I think I know him. You too, Sophie? Yeah, he does look familiar. You guys know a lot of random crazy people or what? Wait, did you say Asbel? What in the... It's him! It's him! It's him! It's him! What's with this guy? I remember. He attacked Richard in the meadow 7 years ago. What? Bryce? Is that really you? That spell aunt returns to me. Time to go. Time to die. Holy shit, I think I actually redlined my microphone with that laugh. Ready yourselves. Alright, round 2. Let's go, Bryce. This time I'm ready for you. And we're gonna give it our all. So, for people who don't remember, or maybe not, or maybe have, let me try that again, or were not around during, when I did this, LP, this was a side quest that we could have done absolutely ages ago, but I was way too weak to do it, so, this is my revenge. I am way stronger, smarter, and also mainly just stronger. I actually have good stats and stuff now, so this is going to be no problem. Oh, it feels good to get revenge once again for you completely kicking the shit out of me. Holy God. It's like he still can if he really wants to. Shit. Let me just, use a revive on Sophie so she actually gets the experience from the battle, because that is something that I don't want her to miss out on.
I am no loser. I am the envy of all.
No one can stand before my blade.
Ah, shit, he didn't even give us that much. Freaking cop-out. This is Bryce. Did you know him, Captain? He disappeared 7 years ago. It was big news amongst the knights at the time. He was the first son of a prestigious family, and he used that sway to gain a position as the young prince's personal tutor. They wait for me. Even now they prepare a feast at the castle. Suckling pig. Is he okay? What's that, King Bryce? You want to make me a duke? Oh, you are too kind! If I had to guess, I'd say he's been like this ever since we fought him at the meadow. This isn't your fault, Asbel. He's the one who refuses to accept reality. And only he can choose to shoulder that responsibility once more. I guess. Got the Windor crest. And Bryce's claws. Claws that were worn by Bryce. They weren't stolen, mind you. They were acquired. Ah, a miracle. Look at Obi Elif. The children of today are the turtles of tomorrow. Come, my friend. Come eat this pig. The juice runs down your chin. Dude's completely lost it. Man, I even feel a little bit sorry for him, but maybe we can get him help once all of this is sorted out. Hey, Sophie, you want to wear the claws and weapons of a man who tried to kill Richard? I'm sure you can relate. So, let's see how they are. Bryce's claws, so they have really good physical attack. They do make the CC go completely even and raise the lowest, but I think having 18 CC is so much better. Yeah, unfortunately at this point in the game, they're not as good as they could have been. But hey, at least he can't hurt himself with them anymore, so I guess that's one positive. Anyway, now that that's done, I'm gonna go and restock all of my items and Elif Mixer and such, and I'll meet you guys back at the map. Longitude, 334. Latitude, 180. And right here, we got the Turtles HQ. Oh, this should be interesting. Oh god, I gave these guys a voice. I can't remember what voice I gave them, and if I remember correctly, it's not even an easy voice. Hello? Sometimes we get what you might call an extremely rare treasure here at the Turtles' headquarters. When that happens, we don't sell it to the public. Instead, we keeps it nice and safe right here. Asbel, remember what you said about the sword you had as a child. If it's truly a memento of your father, you should see if they still have it. I don't know, Captain. It's been a long time and I don't want to get my hopes up. Did you once sell something to the Turtles? Was it a Preciousness? It was a sword encased in a sheath. Could it be? You was just wait there, yeah? I think we has it. Really? Don't go anywhere, as. God, that's so hard to do. And also, why did it randomly just go to black for like a second? No, aren't you glad we asked? Although I'm surprised the Turtles knew what you were talking about. Is this it? That's it! That's my father's sword! It's just like I remembered it. We would very much like to have this sword. How much is it? I sold it for 1,000 gold at the time. Well, as it turns out... Is there a problem? Well, we should have caught this earlier, but we just found out something about this here sword. See, it's actually a treasure that's been passed down through the Windor's royal family, yeah? Are you saying we can't have it? No, we'll sell it to you. In fact, had you asked me yesterday's, I would have given it up for 1,200 gold. But now that we knows how valuable it is, we gotta ask for a little more, like 100 times more. 100 times? You're going to charge us 120,000 gold? Hey, the price comes from the big man in HQ, yeah? It's out of my flippers. I tried to talk the boss down, but he wouldn't hear it. What do you want to do, Asbel? Well... Do I even have 120,000 gold? I guess I do. Oh, wonderful, Zzz. Pleasure doing business with yous. God, I really hope that, I didn't, mess up on anything. Sorry, checked over to see at my notes. I probably should have actually checked my notes before doing that. There's actually a way to, get this sword for free, but, it requires doing a post-game, sub-event, which, we're obviously not going to be able to get to, so we're just going to do it now. You must be happy to have this memento of your father back once more. I am. By the way, Zzz, you might already know this, but apparently there's some kind of legendary sacred sword or whatever. Really? Are you absolutely certain? But you can't take it out of its sheath unless you have a key. Richard's ring. That ring's impossible, as... No, it's true. That ring is the key to the sword. So if I put the ring in the sheath, I can maybe finally get this stupid giraffe off of the side of my sheath? No way. It's rusted. It's completely rusted through. Well, I guess that's not totally surprising. I'm just glad we got it back. If I was used, I'd ask around the Windor royal family, yeah? They might know a way to restore the sword to its former glory. I can't ask Richard. Duke Dalen is a distant relative of the royal family. Perhaps he would have an idea. At the very least, he'll want to know that we found it. I suppose if it originally belonged to Windor royalty, we should let someone in Barona know. We got Aston's sword, a rusty sword discovered in Lamp Manor. It may be worn out, but it still looks pretty cool. Guessing that I can't equip it right now, and even if I could equip it, it would be really shitty. Yeah, okay, I can't equip it right now. Makes sense to me. Oh, that's kind of sad. I was hoping I could finally get the giraffe off of me, but I guess not. Anyway, looks like we got another turtles that we can talk to right here. Good morning. But it's not morning. You must be the new guys, yeah? Okay, here we goes. What's this? It's a business application. Just fills it out and your contract with us turtles be good to goes. Actually, we didn't come here on business. Oh, is that so? Then how can I help yous? Wait, let me guess, you want to be a turtles, yeah? Not if I have to speak like that all the time. We desire no such thing. In fact, we only came here to this place by accident. It's a bit of a long story. I sees. Sounds like you've been on some crazy adventures. I don't suppose you've ran into dark turtlers during your travels, did you? Dark turtlers? Yeah, that's right. He's always slacking offs, or up to no goods, or doing whatevers, you knows? No, I don't know. Guy just won't change. Drives me nuts. I don't like how I'm doing this voice is driving me nuts. And you like us to do something about him. I want you to fix him up all proper like. Us? Really? What, no goods? It's just that... Oh, please, I'm begging yous. I'd make it worth your wowzers. How exactly will you do that? You help me's, I help you's. There's a legendary turtles flute. What? The legendary turtles? Jesus Christ, I can't keep up with that. The legendary turtles flute? That flute brings turtles running no matter what. Jesus Christ, I can't keep up with this. This brings those guys running no matter where you are. Really? Anywhere? Yeah, that's right. Just one toots on this flutes and we'll be dropping everything to attend yous. No special contracts or red tape or whatever's. All above board. That's quite the price. Yeah, it would be irresponsible of us to accept it without... Still not enough? Ah, jeez, my mom's ain't this tough without gravy. Alright, I'll even froze in a Fury costume. Your girl there love it, yes? And deferment fees? Forget about it. Deferment fees? Come here, little lady. Try this on. I guarantees yours loves it. Oh god, what are you gonna do? Oh my god! That was fast. How do I look? It's not too shabby, actually. Sophie, you're adorable! It looks great on her, don't you think so, Asbel? Yeah, I suppose. Alright, we accept your offer. Oh, wonderfuls! Yeah, right now we got no ideas where he's at, so you just have to track him down, sis. Good luck. Make him seize the error of his ways. I got my business application and a whole bunch more tongue twisters, Jesus. And Sophie acquired the Gothic Lolita title. Which means that I can now no longer monetize this on YouTube. And apparently over here we have a character skit.
Look at all the turtles' transports.
The turtles sure seem busy.
Are turtles human, or are they, you know, turtles? Well, either way, they're clearly people, right?
Then why don't they call themselves peoples?
Oh! What? I'm done talking. You are?
I don't think I'll ever understand you, Pascal.
And that's the way we, we like her. That was terrible, I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave now. I'm gonna meet you guys back at Verona Castle. God, I'm just embarrassed more than anything. God, that was awful. I can't believe I just did that. And here we are at the throne room. Real talk, when I tried to get out of the Barona catacombs, I went through the secret passage into this castle, and I swear to God I was lost in here for a good solid 5 minutes. This place is huge if you don't know where you're going. But thankfully, we just have to go in a straight line. But first, character skit.
Hey, hold on.
Uh-oh, this sounds serious.
I just think it would be nice if you guys would help manage our inventory occasionally.
When did we acquire so much stuff? We should just throw away everything we don't think we'll use.
But someday, we might toss the exact item we need.
That's why you should help with the organizing. You probably haven't noticed, but I've been handling our inventory this entire time.
Maybe we should just use more items.
I'm serious.
It's all right, Sharia. I'll help you.
You'll do it with me? That's great. Thank you, Asbel. Captain, that's not what I meant.
It's all about Sherry. I've been trying to organize my inventory. Sure, sometimes I forget, you know, to just do a simple... Okay, maybe I've not been organizing that well, but still, I have been keeping track of our inventory, so it's not all bad. But yeah, we do have a crap ton of stuff. Anyway, onwards to the throne room, which, thank God, it's right straightforward. Makes this so much easier. Yo, Duke Dalen, it's been a while. Hello, my friends. What can I do for you? There's something we'd like to show you, Duke Dalen. Go on, Asbel. By the heavens. Do you know this sword, sir? That's the sword King Ferdinand gave to Lord Aston 20 years ago. So it's come to you, eh, Asbel? Be sure to take good care of it. Actually, sir, that's not the whole story. While it's true that the sword is a memento of my father, it also appears to be the legendary sacred sword. Legendary sacred sword? You mean the Elf sword, Excalibur? We believe so, yes, but there is a problem. So the blade has rusted, eh? It seems even this sword cannot resist the march of time. Still, it would be a waste to leave it like this. Duke Dalen, we have came here in hopes that you might know of a way to restore it. Supposedly, the sword was forged at the time of Windor's founding, but I'm afraid I don't know who made it or what process they used. If only the Amarcians truly existed, they might know how to restore it. The Amarcians? It's said that Windor's first king was a friend to the Amarcians. It is also said that was he who wielded this sword. Asbel, why don't we try showing this sword to the Overseer? She knows more of this world's history than anyone. You're right, she's probably our best hope. Let's head for the Amarcian Enclave. The Amarcian Enclave? Your knowledge continues to amaze me, Asbel Lant. Before you leave, I would tell you about how Lord Aston was presented with that sword. Oh? It was 20 years ago, and Fendor just openly invaded Windor's rightful territory. At the time, you see, our territory ran all the way up to where the Velenik was currently located. Anyway, King Ferdinand quickly assembled the lords and began planning a counter-offensive. King Ferdinand himself came to lead the men, and both my father and yours were by his side. However, Fendor had the advantage in both numbers and position, and soon Windor's army was beaten back to Lant. Dad served King Ferdinand? I didn't know that. He did more than serve. Along with my father, he saved the king's life more times than can be counted. In recognition of his service, my father, a distant relative of the royal family, was awarded the title of Duke. And your father was presented with that sword. So that's how he got it. So then, why did Richard have the key for its sheath? Legendary or not, what good is a sword if you can't use it? Your father refused the ring. He felt that too much power to be given to one man. However, he swore to retrieve the seal if the king or his people were ever in danger. Do you understand, Asbel? Do you see why he entrusted the seal to the king? This sword is a symbol. A way to protect both Lant and the royal family. If Dad was alive now, he would want to save Richard. And so do I. Well said. And as such, it is imperative that we restore that sword and rescue His Highness. Hurry to the Amarcian Enclave, Asbel. I'm just kind of astounded that you just recently learned that Amarcians do in fact exist, and you're just sort of taking it so well. But, hey, I'm not going to focus on that for too long, because if we go over to Asbel, we'll notice that the title we just got, Inheritor of Excalibur, has his third mystic art, its Sponging Sword. Can't wait to show that off. Once again, to remind you guys, I've never seen these level 3 mystic arts. I just kind of beat the game just going from start all the way to the finish, so all of this extra stuff I have never done before. It's all very exciting. Anyway, I'll meet you guys over to the next location, which is actually in the castle still. This is going to be a little bit hard to navigate, so I'm just going to cut out the walking time. Alright, that took some doing. Basically, a bunch of rights and a bunch of lefts and ups later, we end up in this room, and we have a treasure chest, which was not here before. In fact, I don't even think that we've been to this room or could have been to this room before, but yeah, we got a request item, the Pearl Wind Thread. And I think we have time for one more sub-event, and I think this one is a nice short one, so we'll be able to get this done. But we'll have to change locations because I'm getting sick of Barona. We need a change in scenery. See you guys at Hubert. Well, to be more specific, it's North Hubert Port, but yeah, you know, same area. Anyway, this dude right here, we shall talk to. Hey, isn't that... can I help you? Pardon me, but do your parents perchance hail from Barona? Yes. How did you know that? We found a picture of you there. Have you seen your parents recently? No, I went back once to see them, but another family was living in the house. And you haven't been there ever since and stuff. Don't suppose you know where they are now, eh? Even if I did, I've no desire to see them. Why not? Because they abandoned me. I'm sure they had a good reason to. Ooh, Sharia, not the type of sentence you should have said to him, and we only just met the guy. Look, I don't need the sympathy of strangers. If I can ask, why haven't you tried to see them? Because of pride? You missed them at first, but in time that pain turns to anger. Soon you feel as if you can never forgive them. Hubert. I'm sorry, do you always walk up to strangers and try to analyze them? Because it's starting to tick me off. I hardly think... Wait, please, please don't fight. Also, shouldn't you know who Hubert is? You're in his, you know... He's quite well known around these parts. That was unlike you, Hubert. As far as I know, your father put a request in Sable Azule. He wanted someone to find you. My father is in Sable Azule? You hate him. You want to get back at him. You want to ask him why he did it. Could you just answer the question? But that only lasts as long as he's still around. Once he's gone, you'll finally understand how meaningless it all was. Okay, what the hell are you talking about? I'll tell you what I'm talking about. I'm telling you to go to Sable Azule. Hubert. And I'll keep telling you until it gets it through your thick skull. Go see your father. Go today, because once he's gone, it will be too damn late. Whoa. Well, I think you convinced him at the very least. I'm sorry. That was out of line. Oh, I don't know. I've seen worse. I think he got your point at least. That's for sure. Oh, by all means, rub it in! Hubert acquired the hot-blooded title. Very unbecoming of him, and not very, like him at all, but I think it's nice that he, got to show his feelings. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. And on the next episode of, Tales of Bryce's F, oh, if you're a proper degenerate, you will not want to miss it. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to do all that John Trey keep on saying to do, and I'll see you guys next time.